Listening is one of the most important skills we can have as early childhood teachers. In the pedagogy of listening, perspective says that listening should recognize the many languages, symbols, and codes people use to express themselves and to communicate. We must listen with all our senses, not just our ears. So, actively listening to other people's stories is connected with that person on deeper level. Amira was a 7 years old girl when they emigrated from Bosnia to Australia as refugees. They were lucky or unlucky to be among the first emigrants from Bosnia to a small town near Melbourne where most of the people were of English descent. When she started school, all the children were mean and even her teachers didn't show much interest in helping her. In her desire to fit in as well as possible with her peers, she subconsciously neglected her roots and almost forgot her mother tongue and culture. Her story about the loss of Bosnian identity touched me considering that I was refugee once. Listening to her story, I noticed that every word was laced with the intense emotion which could be seen in her every gesture. I watched her eyes, hands, and body language, choice of words. I noticed how she restlessly adjusted herself in the chair. She seemed so vulnerable, and her voice changed pitch depending on the situation she was talking about. Her breath was rugged, and she kept stopping to take a deep breath. At times, she seems like an insecure little girl, not a 32 years old woman. I tried to look her in the eyes while she spoke, but she often looked down in embarrassment or fell silent for a moment. Then I would give her a soft, sympathetic smile of support, and she would continue with the story. I treated her exactly as I wanted someone else to treat me. According to CRISPR, listening with empathetic ear means understanding how a person feels. It brings us closer to the speaker's experience that have yet to be expressed. These and similar stories, which can have far-reaching consequences for children, inspire us to be better teachers. As an early childhood teacher, I will work with other teachers, develop good relationship with the child and their families, recognize barriers and prevent future problems and trauma. Recognize children's interest or weakness and actively work on daily practice to support inclusion. According to Bronfeld-Brenner, the child is at the center of several concentric layers, and the relationships between the child and surrounding layers are dynamic. Children who receive inclusive early childhood education and care will develop independence and trust and create a sense of identity and self-esteem. They may experience disappointments, but these will not form a pattern due to exclusion. I will pay attention to nonverbal language because many children cannot or do not know how to express themselves verbally. I will create a space where all children are equal, welcome, free of prejudice, that foster self-confidence and sense of belonging, and welcoming and safe environment for children to play, socialize, and learn.